We were just talking to Mick. He said Mick's constantly working with you to be more selfish and less deferential in the way you are with your teammates. Is that a tough thing for you to do?
Yeah, because off the court, I'm kind of laid back, a little nice. But I've actually learned to do, it's becoming a lot easier on the court, taking more of that alpha male role, alpha dog role, especially when he's constantly on me in every practice. So I feel like I'm doing better with it. My teammates are learning to cope with it during the games and at practice. So it's been a fun, smooth transition for us.
You've had some big shots so far this year. I mean, the shot on the Temple game and all that. They almost kind of baited you in that game to take it. Maybe you're not going to see that so much more the rest of the year.
No, probably not.
Yeah. But I mean, when somebody does that, I mean, that just plays into what Mick's talking about, to get you to be more aggressive and just say, okay, man, it's on me, let's do it.
Most definitely. That just adds another confidence for me going further into the season as we try to make this push.
Yeah. You got 2 games on the road coming up, both in Florida, which is nice. You spent a little time down there.
Yeah.
What are the challenges with that? Because you're not only on the road, you're not only away from home, school's back in session, all of that stuff. How do you handle that?
Just staying focused, locked in, not looking ahead at the at the first game or the second game, just making sure whichever game we got coming up, we focus in on that and our game plan that our coaches have for us. But for the most part, being with school back then, our tutors come with us on the road, so everything will be planned around that. But we just need to stay focused, stay ready for the games coming up.
I asked Mick what the upside was for you, and he said, oh, he's going to play in the NBA, which I know is a goal for you. What's the upside for this team?
Honestly, I feel like the sky's the limit for us. I feel like we can be as good as we want. We just have to come in every day and practice and lock in and focus on getting better each day. You can't just try to look ahead and take each day for granted, because these days in here are just extra days we get to prepare for March.
Great. Good. Anybody else need anything?
Playing, I mean, obviously NKU, there were home games for you this year, but do you think that's kind of helped going on? Because technically every game this year is a little bit of a
road game. Yeah.
Has it helped a little bit?
I guess a little bit. I mean, we play on our floor, so once we started playing on our floor, I feel like it kind of feels more of a home game for us. But I guess it can help in little ways.
Coach Cronin said your mom was always on you growing up, and she talked to him about getting you to play harder. She didn't think you ever played hard. What is that intensity switch that you've kind of been able to tap into over the last couple of years? It's kind of like, all right, I know I can play hard. I got to play a little bit harder.
I knew coming to Cincinnati out of high school I was gonna have to play way harder, but I just know the harder I play, that's lets my talent take over. So I feel like a lot of talented players, like, they don't really play hard, so they might get looked over, people not think they're good. But if you're constantly playing hard, it's hard for your talent not to show itself.
So how often now does your mom tell you that you gotta play hard?
She still tells me every game. Every game she sends me good luck texts. I love you, play hard, play with a chip on your shoulder, and I just take that message, keep it locked in up here. Thank you.
2-game road trip coming up. You're in school again, and I know a tutor's going to be with you and all that. What are the difficulties of going on the road for 5 days?
Just for the new guys, they don't realize how much traveling we actually do, and they gave the teachers their schedule of missing classes, and they didn't realize how many classes we were going to miss this year. So it's just a matter of just being locked in and understanding that we're going down there to handle business, and everyone knows who's coming. They're ready and they're getting prepared, and their coaches are telling them, how good we are and how good our defense is. So it's understanding the task that you have going away to someone else's arena, and just being as prepared as possible to handle business.
South Florida is struggling. It's not a secret. The challenge is, it seems like for you guys, is to each game understand that just because a team is back on its heels and not playing well, if they beat you, that makes everything. How do you you're an older guy, so you understand that a little bit, but sometimes for younger players it's difficult to understand that. How do you help them through that water?
Preparations, treating every practice, every game like you're playing at SMU or Temple or UConn. Just no matter what the record is, a lot of teams don't have anything to lose, so they come out raining threes, that now it's a game.
Right.
And you don't want to put yourself in that situation, so you prepare like it's the best team in the conference or the best team you'll play all year. And that's the approach we take. Coach comes into practice, telling us, like, it doesn't matter who we're playing, we'll focus on us and us getting better. We don't need to go out and have a bad game against USF, and then it roll over to UCF, who's a little better team and plays defense. So it's just a matter of just constantly focusing on the Bearcats getting better every game.
When you have the kind of game that you had against SMU, you're in your car driving home from the game, or you get home or whatever, do you ever say, wow, hey, that was all right,
Not really, because I don't even realize I have that kind of game until Andre comes to get me, media comes to get me and tell me, like, oh, you had a good game. And then I'm like, oh, okay, because I just focus on just playing as hard as possible. I usually keep up with rebounds and block shots and steals, but usually, scoring, I don't know until the end of the game usually.
One final question. Jacob Evans is having a great run here. And I asked Mick what Jacob's ceiling is, and Mick immediately said he can play in the NBA.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you see the progression he's making as a player with each game and how he's developing here?
Yeah, well, that's something we've always seen, and now I think he's blossomed into it this year. But even as a freshman, when we had that game against St. John's out in Spokane, you just saw it in the second half what he was able to do, and now people are really seeing it, the dominance he's bringing to the game and to the Bearcats, and he has no ceiling, and I don't think people understand exactly, especially when those big games come, like how he really brings it to the table. And
it's great because you can suck defenses into you. Well, Kyle can do the same thing, but that frees him up, right?
Oh yeah, he out there playing horse, him and Jaren. So those are the best ones when I'm willing and dealing or backing down, and I'm just waiting for them to come just a little bit, and Jacob just sneaking up there and ready just to knock it down. And he would always give him a little look when he missed one, an easy one. Like the other night, I was in the corner and I kicked it back to him, and he missed it. I'm like, he was wide open. Like, I need that one. So we usually communicate well.
That's good. Thanks, man.
Of course.
Have a good time down there.